This is Outnumbered, and I'm Kimberly Guilfoyle. Here today, Sandra Smith, Katie Pavlich, Kirsten Powers, and today's #OneLucky yellow accents to match your town hall
We actually did not
cohort.
plan it, but you can tell, you know, we're just buddies. Yeah,
So you feel good today?
Together.
You've got reinforcements. You got backup over there.
Oh, but things are a little different.
Now it's all about the ladies.
Good to know. Thanks for the heads up
You're
on
welcome.
that.
Just a nice confidence builder before we get started,
exactly.
right?
It's great to have you, Guy.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Okay, let's try this again. The House back and do some heavy lifting right here. Explain this to us. Kind of what
He put out a tweet from the White House saying that the House GOP proved why Obama must act.
Leadership says they're confident. We've heard that before.
Says that the president's going to act on his own, and this is why he has to. He's talking about a separate issue than what we're dealing with the crisis on the border right now. We're not talking about comprehensive immigration reform, which is a lot actually in the bill that was on the table do fix, and B, matter because they're going to let these guys go anyway. What is the point? Which means that they just feel.
tell us again.
So I'm not actually going to pass a bill is and they're not doing anything illegal. Seeking asylum is.
She thinks the optics of this and makes the Republicans look bad.
Non-Republicans, considering it was President
With their families
who are living here in the United States illegally.
That's what I'm saying. So, but I mean, they're actually going to be with their families. So I think that's a more humane thing. And I think Obama was wrong, Katie. I mean,
right,
I
but
think
I think that goes, and this is one of my biggest frustrations with the immigration debate, is that it gets so watered down to very basic statements and basic issues when there are so many different issues in this debate. Terror security issue, there's the issue of these children who are getting transferred by ICE to people who have been living in the United States, adults who have been living in the United States illegally for.
Look at Americans just are not happy with our handling. Assume that this would be the situation that we're in. Handling of foreign policy would be a good thing for Republicans come midterm elections.
They're unhappy with the president, but we say, well, let's.
I think that confuses a lot of people, Katie. While the polls show
And we don't have a strong stance when it comes to foreign policy.
Netanyahu over the weekend 5 times, even when Hamas calls for the ceasefire, they don't even abide by it when they call for it.
No, they don't. Yeah.
So now to one of my favorite subjects. Big jobs report today, folks.
Statistic tweeted by 538. So
Recovery have learned to work with
Operating in the job market, it's killers, and the only record highs that middle class Americans have been seeing these days is gas, energy, and food costs. You have so many.
I know, but you're laughing, and I beg this question.
There aren't problems in the economy. What I'm saying is that there is a strong.
Only people that have benefited from the trillions of dollars that have been.
Saying during the break, you have some theories here about what some of these bumps might be.
yeah, I'm going to go way out on a limb.
Okay.
And I'm going to suggest that perhaps
We care about people. We want people to be able to get access.
Lucky rollout 2.0. He also said.
Nodding. She knows.
Well, I mean, my premium doubled. So
They've increased more now as a result of the government getting.
Now it's been backed up. It's been proved to be true. I know Senator Feinstein very well. That's my home.
Station B. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of see in some situations.
The reason that they spied on them was because they were under investigation. That was the issue at hand. So they were
We see that often anymore.
Right.
Somebody's gonna pay the consequences and be held accountable. Do you believe that?
Yeah, I mean.
We've been really passionate on this story. He seems very apologetic. I mean, he went very far. I watched the. We hope it
and
was
so I'm
the
just
last
wondering,
time.
though, Kimberly, in these situations, I know often.
Elevator of him dragging his wife out.
I seem to recall that we were just talking about consequences and be a champion on this issue.
And clearly, this shows that the NFL cares more about winning games and having their stars on the field than about accountability and sending the right message.
Kimberly gets the last word there.
Thank you.
Well, there's some harsh words from Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
To understand these issues, what was their bias? What was their blind spot?
So it's
on the show, Guy. You're doing
Lady parts.
Well, that's the term the left uses.
decision making.
yeah, I think that's an alarming
problematic.
point, actually. Yeah, and I want to go back to Katie Kirk's question, too. Smith from the Beckett Fund. Why is it that they're not giving those women, despite their disagreements politically, accolades for winning a historic case as women? I mean, they're completely ignoring that, and I think it does a disservice to the women's rights
And
movement
the
as
head
a
of
whole.
the Beckett Fund is a woman. You know,
Right.
I mean, and she completely, obviously, shares their views.
Yeah,
No,
it's absurd.
It's disappointing, and I think she kind of.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Bad move.
You're right. My pick is Rosa Parks.
Fantastic.
Courageous, dignified, really did a lot for this country, bringing us out of a very.
The money to prove it.
Very good. Perfect
That's
for
perfect
Katie.
for her, right?
Abigail Adams, just a fabulous story there. Abigail Adams, my pick.
Well, that's excellent. I wanted to. So
Good
that
over
does
there.
it for us on this Friday. We're going to see you back here on Monday. Happening Now starts right now.
Happy Friday.